What was the question? My name is Brad Hayes, and I'm the director of Outstretched Hands. Here in Romania, I'm called lots of different things. Tata Brad or Father Brad. They call me Brad Pitt, Brick, Bran, Brandy, Brid, lots of different things. Wow, what do I do? I do so many different things, but basically I'm a father for our organization, for Outstretched Hands of Romania. And that is the passion of my life. I love being a father. It's the greatest thing that I've ever done in my life. Not only, of being a father for my children, but being a father for many here in Romania and in other countries, spiritual father. So if there's any one thing I do, it's being a father for the organization and raising it up and being used by the Lord to accomplish what He's called us to do here in Romania. As far as passion, wow, there's so many things that I do that I enjoy a lot, but I think probably with everything, as I look at the year, I love the kids' camps. I love to have our tent up and to see all the kids coming from the different villages of the community and coming into the tent. It's a larger than life experience for them, and to have them with their name tags and just entering into songs, praising the Lord, and watching them a lot of them hear the gospel for the first time. I love it. I don't think anything compares to that. At times I've been able to hear kids singing in the tent up to a half mile away. It's just so loud. It's like thunder, it really is in the distance. So that's definitely one of my biggest passions. One of the greatest joys that I have with my life here in Romania is in the middle of a praise and worship time at a church, especially if it's in a village church. I'll be in the middle of that and my mind will be on the Lord, but I love to look around in the room and to see what other people are doing. And sometimes what will happen is, as I look closely, I'll see a child, maybe 5, 6, 7 years old, just staring at me with their eyes like laser beams. And I'll look at them, and there's something in that exchange with some of those children that I can just see that there's something in my life that they want, and I know that it's Jesus. It's a big responsibility, and I want to be there for those kids. I want to be there. I want to rise up and raise up our organization to become everything that these children need, to bring them to Jesus, to help them to understand His calling in their life, and hopefully in the future even to send a lot of these kids out as missionaries to the unreached places here in Romania, and I think even beyond that. One of the things I see happening through Outstretched Hands right now is a lot of the members on our team are becoming more confident in their own calling, and they're independently reaching out and working towards the fulfillment of our ministry vision. On an even bigger scale, I see that there's almost like a missions culture that's developing, a whole missions environment with people coming and going from different countries, and some of them coming and understanding that they themselves have a calling from the Lord to be a missionary, maybe not in Romania, but to some other country. I had the honor of being the recipients of people who come here on a short-term mission trip, and while they're here, they just feel the call of God in their life. They go back home, they go back to their home church, and they begin to pray and look to the Lord to develop that seed that was planted in their heart for missions. And now we see a number of people who have come here to Romania but have now become full-time missionaries in other countries. Missions culture is growing a growing awareness for the importance, the value of missions in the heart of Christians. I love to see it developing. It's great. One of the things that I see happening right now through Outstretched Hands is because of a fundamental thinking change that had to happen in me. Years ago, I would think that we were called to only assist the local churches here in evangelism and growing the children's programs, but I realized that the Lord was actually calling us to plant churches also. And so when we're working with children and youth ministry, we're actually, a lot of what we're doing is planting churches. It's just that it doesn't look like the normal church plant, because we're focused more on children and with youth. But once you start seeing what's happening like that, it's been giving me a lot of hope to see how this whole area can be impacted through the lives of the children that we're working with. So that's really neat for us to see. I think one of the differences between our ministry, Outstretched Hands, and other missions organizations is that we are a family-based ministry. There's so much activity going in and out of our home, and sometimes people think that missionaries are supposed to come into a country and only work there for 3 or 4 years and equip the nationals and then move back home, but it's not like that with us. We founded the ministry, and I believe that we're not looking to move. We're not looking to go back to the United States. It would be far more likely for us to actually move on to some other country before we really move back to the States. Romania is in our heart. Romania is even in our bloodline now, with Rebecca having married Aral, and they had Simon Petru, little Simon. So we have Romania right in our bloodline now, Romanian grandchildren, and this is just part of the big picture of the calling that the Lord had for us when He brought us to Romania through me back in 1996. I think we're in it for life.